indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, and welcome to the September 25th, 2025 regular meeting of the Jackson Township Council. Pursuant to the provision of the New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting was properly provided by transmitting a notice of the meeting on January 28, 2025 for publication. Notice of this meeting of the Township Council has been posted in the corridor of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk. We will begin with a roll call. Councilman Borelli?
Here.
Councilman Bressi?
Here.
Councilman Palmieri?
Present.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Here.
Council President Kuhn?
Here.
You have a quorum. Also present this evening is Attorney Mr. McGuckin, Administrator Phillips, Veronica Dagner, and myself, Municipal Clerk Martin. We will now hear opening comments from the Township Council, starting with Council President Kuhn.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So I just want to be fully transparent. I just got into an accident on my way here and my truck was totaled, so I'm a little shaken up. So if I'm a little off key, I do apologize. I didn't want to miss a meeting as I've never missed one. So I just wanted to let you guys know if I'm a little off my game, it's just because my truck just got put on a forklift. All right, so I wanted to go, if you could look at the pictures, this is something that I saw that's in our town. I saw it on social media, actually know the kids, and I wanted to read something, and it says, what an incredible journey it's been over the last few weeks with the kids' farm stand. It all began with selling our extra garden vegetables on a folding table. This stand has empowered Ava and Lucas with the invaluable life lesson that goes far beyond the classroom. Every day, they're engaged with customers, developing their financial skills, and unlocking their creative potential to enhance, organize, and decorating their stand. We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who visited their stand, shared their post, printed their signs, and offered your unwavering support over the past 5 weeks. The community spirit is truly inspiring, and thank you. So I called this parent today, and I asked if I could put these pictures up here of his little kids, Lucas and Ava, and I share it all the time, and I love it. This is Jackson. This is going on. You can go and still get fresh fruits and vegetables from kids' stands. And I'm going to share their location. You'll see them out there every weekend. This is their job and after school. And it's located at 869 Lakehurst Avenue in Jackson. And they're open every day from dawn to dusk. If kids aren't present at the time, there's a cash box as well as a Venmo link. Thank you. So I just think it's really adorable to see kids at such age doing that. They're 6 to 9. So it's very cute. All right. On to some township business that I was asked. We had a little change up in our traffic safety, but I'm starting to get the reports again regarding, regarding traffic safety that's going on. Thank you. Yep, not those plans yet. We're not on Roadway yet. That's going to be at the resolutions. All right, so traffic. We have reports. All right, so on Susan Drive northbound, 85% of the time people are going 31 miles an hour. Average speed is 24, and there's 547 cars going down northbound on Susan Drive. Southbound, there's an average per day of 589 cars going down the road. Hartfield Drive, speed limit is 25, and 85% is 29 miles an hour. Average speed is 24 miles an hour. Average car per day is 504 vehicles going down. Linda Drive, it's a speed limit of 25. 85% is 36 miles an hour. Average speed is 28. The average daily cars going down that road is 1,079. On Andover Road, speed limit is 25. 85% of the time, it's 33 miles an hour. Average speed is 28. Volume per day is 1,095. Matita Trail, we just had an accident there. Speed limit was 25 miles an hour. Average is 37 miles an hour for 85% of the time. Average is 30. Average cars going through that road is 1,039. So I just wanted to give those updates again. Next, which is a great thing, administration, thank you so much. They hired another crossing guard. This crossing guard is at Buckingham and Birmingham Drive and Flair. Very, very much needed. And I'm happy to see when this came across the desk, I asked where the crossing guard was located because it definitely needs it over there. We have roadway improvements. Meadowwoods Road is being improved, Cross Farms Road, Christian Way, Connor Road, Pole Brook Court, Sutter Court, Ocean Ave, Goldweber Avenue, Laurelton Avenue, Tilford Street, Beacon Street, Dogwood Drive, Tulip Court, Maplewood Place, Fir Court, Galassi Court, and Linda Drive. This pertains to the 2024 roadway improvement program, which will include paving and milling. So if you didn't get any of those roads, please let me know and I'll be happy to forward to you. I'm trying to speak slow. Next, we have municipal aid applications that we're doing with our grant writers, the status report. We have a municipal aid grant that we're putting for Manhattan Street and South Cooksbridge Road and Bennett's Mills. We have a Safe Streets Roads application going out that is planning for this month for demolition projects and municipal owned roads. The application has been submitted. We are waiting for the announcement. We are doing the cop hiring program, looking to approximately 21 new officers included in this grant program. Application submitted. We're waiting for the announcement. We have the community energy plant grant program that the application is submitted and we're waiting for the announcement. We have proposals in progress, which is the Justice Complex, which is $92,000. I just had that meeting yesterday, so we are allocating that. We're waiting for Mr. Belinsky to come back to let everybody know where that money will be going. And then we have open space and recreation master plan is on the agenda tonight to be approved to begin the 5-year plan for the open space. Then we have a body worn camera application that's being funded. We're looking for $2 million in that, and that would be a 50% match. So we're waiting to see if we get that. That's all. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Council Vice President Bernstein.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment and again thank all of our municipal employees, all of the volunteers, all of the residents for coming out on Jackson Day. It was a phenomenal experience. It was great to see so many of you and looking forward to next year's Jackson Day already. And I think they plan on having their meetings shortly and getting that ball rolling for next year. So thank you to everyone. A couple of residents reached out with different issues pertaining to some of the county roads. Just a quick update. There was a county meeting today. They usually have it on Wednesday. They had it today. The mayor called me right after to update me that the county is looking at Brewers Bridge Road, finally getting that light, that turning signal, which is long overdue. Additionally, they are looking at the intersection of Louisiana Parkway and South New Prospect, which is just a nightmare sometimes, or many times. And they are looking at possibly turning it, making some improvements over there. I still haven't gotten the plans yet, so I don't want to say much, but the county did discuss it today at their meeting and they will update us. I think Council President mentioned also ROVA. I just got an email from the engineer.
Good.
And
That's the plans, the concept plan.
just
is
an
up there.
update on 9/16, the community building conceptual floor plan was provided to Mr. Chisholm, the chair. On 9/19, he met with the committee chair and to go over the plans. On 10/8 at 1 p.m., there's tentatively scheduled a meeting to discuss them. And obviously after that, we will keep everyone updated. So the next ROVA, I guess, subcommittee meeting is scheduled for October 8th. And we will keep everyone updated. As everyone may have seen, and I don't like talking politics too much, but there was a big debate this week. And I'm reminding everyone the polls are closer than anyone ever anticipated at this point. Please go out and vote. Your vote does make a difference. Lastly, I'm just going to apologize in advance. At about 7:40 tonight, I'm going to take a few-minute break. I am fasting. Today is the fast of Tzom Gedalia. So if I leave for 5-6 minutes, it's just to have a coffee. I don't mean to be rude to anyone, and have a quick piece of cake in the back, and I'll come right back out. Thank you and have a good night.
Councilman Borelli.
Thank you, Clerk Martin.
Your mic.
Just to mention, oh, geez, again, can everyone hear me? All right. Military Appreciation Day is going to be held in our town. They held it last year in August. It was very hot out. It was a great turnout, though. And we are very pro-military, one of the most patriotic towns around. So just wanted to inform residents of Military Appreciation Day for all of those who have served, who are currently serving in our armed forces, who are keeping our great country safe, secure 24/7. And we just owe them such a debt of gratitude. So a list of events that will be occurring. Last year they had this too. It's a static helicopter display. There's a touch and truck. Live band will be also playing arts and crafts. And, there'll be food and drink there. So it's going to be held at, again, the Knights of Columbus on Bartley Road. And that will be on Saturday, October 4th. And, of course, military veterans free admission, general $20 admission. 12 to 6-year-olds, it's $10, and 5 and under are for free. So I wanted to share that information with you. And like Council Vice President Bernstein mentioned, we have very important elections coming up in November that will dictate the state, the direction of our state for the next several years. So it's really important that people get out and vote and encourage others to vote as well. Register to vote, help to register others to vote, and take part in this great democracy we have in our country. Good seeing you all. Take care and have a good evening.
Councilman Brassi.
Thank you. I really like the way the meeting started tonight with the pictures of those young kids working at an early age on the fruit stands. That was really something, and it shows what Jackson's about. I would like to see a good turnout for the Military Appreciation Day that the Councilman Borelli was just talking about. It's always good to go out and just support our veterans and active duty soldiers and service people. I'm glad to see that some of the detours in town are finally done. I have to say, Township pushed what they could, the county pushed what they could, and they got tied up, but they got done. And I think it's very encouraging hearing that more projects are on the way and our roads are being taken care of. For so many years, the county kind of like left us with a lonely child, and they seem to be doing more work. I look forward to that. Thank you for coming out. Have a great night and a safe trip home.
Councilman Palmieri.
Thank you. Good evening. I would just like to mention that last week I had the distinct pleasure of attending the grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony for Elms Elementary School's beautiful new outdoor environmental learning center and garden, a truly remarkable space for students to explore, learn, and grow. This was all made possible through a grant from Sustainable New Jersey and spearheaded by Ms. Brenner, a proud recipient of the prestigious National Milken Teacher Award. I would like to congratulate Ms. Brenner, the entire Elms staff, and the dedicated Green team for a job well done. And if I could just say, if you have not already registered to vote, you can register up until October 14th, so please do so. If you know someone who has not, please encourage them to do so by or before October 14th. Thank you.
The next item for tonight's meeting is an update from the Department of Public Works, Mr. Sean Belinsky. Council President Kuhn.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The Department of Public Works is continuing to haul compost from the facility to prepare for the upcoming leaf collection season. As residents need compost for their gardens, please come by and get as much as you need. Our crews are also working closely with the engineering department on a comprehensive town-wide storm water basin inspection and mapping project. This initiative will help improve drainage and water management throughout the township. We have completed one full pass of street sweeping on all the township roads. Sweepers will continue to operate through the late fall to help keep our roadways clean and safe. The Jackson Jungle Playground will temporarily be closed to the public as we support the local Eagle Scout candidate in completing their project, their service project. As part of this project, they will be repainting various features in the park, including outdated animal and butterfly structures. We appreciate the community's support and understanding during this temporary closure. Mark your calendars. Our annual town-wide community cleanup will take place on Saturday, November 2nd. We invite all the local nonprofit organizations to participate. If your organization is interested in joining, please reach out to me to ensure you're added to the list. Thank you for your continued support.
Thank you. The next item for tonight's meeting is this. Oh, I apologize.
No. Do you want me to read them into the record now?
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Just
thank
before we
you.
get into ordinances?
Perfect.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so we have, we had to, on our bill list, we added postage in the amount of, to get out, the company will need to be released for the tax bills. They will not send them out until they get paid for postage. And it's $12,300, so that's been added to the bill list, so we just wanted to let everybody know. And then also, we have Resolution 306-2025. This resolution authorizes the Township Council to convey a special meeting for the purpose of selecting a mayor to fill the unexpired term of Mayor Michael Reyna. Whereas the Township of Jackson, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, is organized under the law of State of New Jersey and governed under the Township Council. And whereas Mayor Michael Reyna has resigned from the office of mayor, thereby creating a vacancy in the position of the mayor. And whereas pursuant to NJSA 40A-16-12 and NJSA 40A:16-5, the governing body shall within 30 days of the occurrence of the vacancy appoint a successor to fill the vacancy without regards to party for the unexpired term. And whereas, in the interest of the efficient operations, the Township Council desires to convey a special meeting of the governing body to consider and adopt a resolution selecting a new mayor of the Township of Jackson to serve the remaining of unexpired term, which shall expire in December 31st, 2026. Whereas the Township Council has determined that said special meeting shall be held on October 3rd, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. at the Jackson Township Municipal Building, at which time the council shall consider and act upon the appointment of a new mayor. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Jackson, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, as follows. The Township Council is hereby authorized and directs that a special meeting be held on October 3rd, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. at the Jackson Township Municipal Building. The principal purpose of the said special meeting shall be to the governing body to consider and adopt a resolution selecting a new mayor to fill the unexpired term of Mayor Michael Reyna, which term shall expire on December 1st, 2026. The township clerk is hereby authorized and directed to provide the required notice of the special meeting in accordance with the Open Space Meeting Act of NJSA 10-4-6. Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry, open public meeting. I'm just going to read that again so that it's very transparent. The township clerk is hereby authorized and directed to provide the required, thank you so much, Councilman, required notice of the special meeting in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And that's it.
The next item of business is the second reading and public hearing of ordinance 2025-33, authorizing the purchase of certain real property known as Lot 2, Block 12913, AKA 39 Georgian Boulevard, pursuant to NJSA 48-12-5. At this time, if any member of the public has any comments to make, please address the council at the microphone. State your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once. May I have a motion to open public comment?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Eleanor Hannum, Jackson, New Jersey. So I have a question. Why are we purchasing this house?
It was offered up for open space.
Okay.
And it's got drainage issues in Robbins Estates.
It has what issues?
It says drainage issues in Robbins Estates. So in a meeting with the township engineer and myself, and I honestly, I don't remember who else was in there, and I apologize. As I said in the morning, I just got in an accident before I came over here, so please apologize. The township engineer had said out for recommended that it be introduced to open space to purchase it.
So it's going to be used as a detention basin?
Yeah, it's going to, the engineer has to talk on that. He's going to be doing all sorts of drainage plans for us to review, and then a park on top, possibly. There's videos of about 3 feet of water from the township. That's where we had just talked about the stormwater and the drainage issues that are having all around town. There's multiple people that are having these issues. And unfortunately, it's an act of God. So insurance, nor ours nor theirs, covers it. So their houses are just getting flooded.
So what is happening that I find this quite interesting, because so we're using open space money to accommodate an issue that actually is not benefiting the public as a whole, but for $430,000. But in the past, I think not quite 2 years ago, there was other open space that we had offered, and we were told that we are not in the business to purchase homes. So
This
now-
home is being demolished. It's been confirmed by the
Right, right.
CFO.
For
So-
open space
Correct.
with a detention basin on 0.23 acres.
Correct. That's what the engineer
And a
recommended.
park.
Correct. On
Okay,
top
so
of that.
This problem on Georgian Boulevard, because I go down it all the
Yeah.
time, has been there for decades.
Correct.
And the continued infrastructure that this government is not forcing our developers to improve while they are doing their applications, nor are our land use boards, like the planning board, forcing them to improve the roadways appropriately. Now, we're using $430,000 for this.
Correct.
When I approached, I don't know if you were even here, for property of 7 acres and a house, old farmhouse from 1915, and they offered not even double this number. I find it disgusting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Seeing no one else come forward, make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-33?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Motion approved. The next item of...
One second. Sorry, Madam Clerk, I apologize. Council President, do we have a list? I know we had talked about this with the former business administrator of when requests came in, like a spreadsheet, and what the process of what information was looked into them, what wasn't looked into. I actually want to look into what Ms. Hannon just said.
So, yeah, this property has been going through this issue for over 3 years. She sat with the previous
No,
business.
Council, I'm not asking about the one that we were purchasing. I'm talking about the one Ms. Hannon brought up, a 7-acre property. And I just want to know if it was mentioned to the previous
It
government.
would be, we would be able to open it. I don't recall it.
So, Mr. Phillips, if we could look into that after the meeting and finding out what the process, why that property was denied, and getting a little bit more information.
If our secretary up here, Ms. Hannum, if you could just give her that address, if you recall it, whenever you have a chance, and then we can give it to the business administrator and we can look into it.
Thank you.
Thank
Sorry, Madam Clerk.
The next item of business is the second reading and public hearing of ordinance 2025-34, amending Chapter 111 of the Township Code bicycles. At this time, if any member of the public has any comments to make, please address the council at the microphone and state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once. May I have a motion to open public comment?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Seeing no one come forward, and make a motion to close public comment on this ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-34?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
I just want to go about this and just make one comment because I literally just got another email from a mother that's at sports with her son at the Justice Complex. And I say it all the time with these e-bikes. And, you know, this came about. This is the second time that we're introducing and we're making it stronger, hoping, and we're hoping that the police department will now be able to enforce it under the leadership of Chief Coons, because it's really, really, really dangerous. And please, if your kids have these bikes, just please put helmets on them. I can't believe they're driving down County Line Road with no helmets on these e-bikes. And I know I say it all the time about this, but we don't want to be here and saying, you know, a child gets hurt. They're all over on these e-bikes and all different ages. So I just, again, thank you, council, and yes.
Thank you. Motion approved. The next item of business is the first reading and introduction of ordinance 2025-36, amending Chapter 244-12 entitled Fees with respect to the applications to the Jackson Township Planning and Zoning Office. Council President Kuhn, are there any comments on ordinance 2025-36?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. This ordinance, if adopted, would update the fees charged to the developers for changes to the township tax maps resulting from their development. In addition, the ordinance provides a fee for updating the township geographical information system, GIS, since the township has established a GIS database.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments by the Township Council? May I have a motion to approve an ordinance 2025-36 on first reading and introduction to authorize the notice of the public hearing to be held on October 16th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item of business is the first reading and introduction of ordinance 2025-37, authorizing the acceptance of a portion of Block 12701, Lot 12.75 from the Westlake Master Association Incorporated. Council President Kuhn, are there comments on ordinance 2025-37?
Yes, Madam Clerk. This ordinance authorizes the Township of Jackson to accept a portion of the property identified as Block 12701, Lot 12.75 from the Westlake Master Association, Inc. This property is being dedicated to the township as a gift and will become a public roadway maintained by the township.
Are there any questions or comments by the Township Council? May I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-37 on first reading and introduction to authorize the notice of the public hearing to be held on October 16th, 2025?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes, and I just want to add for a second, Council President, if I may. My
Absolutely.
understanding was that there was an issue with the utility, underlying utilities that required some of the moving of the drainage underground that was going into private property. So
Correct.
it had to be updated in order for it to be a municipal road. So that was just a little bit of the background. So yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Motion approved. The next item of business is the first reading and introduction of ordinance 2025-38, amending Chapter 3 of the Administrative Code, Article 6, Department of Administration, so as to create the Division of Rental Housing Safety. Council President Kuhn, are there any comments on ordinance 2025-38?
Yes, Madam Clerk, thank you. This ordinance establishes a new division of rental housing safety within the Township of Jackson. This division's responsibilities include enforcing rentals safety laws, conducting inspections, maintaining records, educating landlords and tenants, and coordinating with the township departments.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments by the Township Council?
Council President, if I could just
Absolutely.
for a second, I just want to take a moment and thank you for your persistence. And I know Councilman Palmieri, you, and really all of my colleagues over here. This process really probably began close to a year ago of us buckling down and looking into this issue. We looked at a lot of different towns, a lot of different areas, and a lot of different ideas. It's not perfect, but I think it's a major step in the right direction. I went through it thoroughly. I think establishes, a start off of a supervisor, a inspector, a trainee inspector, together
year.
with a clerk for this department to be able to make sure that the proper notices are sent out, the proper violations are sent. Hopefully not violations. Hopefully we won't have violations. And I do think, and I am happy that since I think the noise got out to the public that we are cracking down as a town on illegal rentals and illegal issues going on. There's been some of these homes that have actually cleaned up some of their act, and I've seen a couple of them have actually gone on the market for sale. So that's a good sign when people realize that Jackson says no and doesn't stand for this. And we're looking forward to working with this department, which I think is the plan is for it to roll out in January of 2026. We were waiting for the budget.
February.
What, correct? We were waiting for the
February.
budget to go through, and now that the budget went through, it was a line item in the budget. Now we're able to create this position. And then once this is hopefully created at the end of October, beginning of October, second meeting in October, then we are able to then start the hiring process together with Mr. Phillips and the administration. So hopefully have the proper staffing in place for January 1st. Thank you.
If I could just comment, Council President.
Absolutely.
I would just like to reiterate what Council Vice President Bernstein said with thanking Council President Kuhn for really taking charge of this well over a year ago. I know when I got on board in January, we really dived deep into this. The entire council knows that this was an issue, And what I'd like to say to all of those that are renting illegally in Jackson Township, well, you've been put on notice because this is going to be a game changer. So thank you.
I'd like to say something also. I think it was done great. I came in late in June on this, and it's being worked on and got the follow-up from there. And the work that was put on it was fabulous by everybody involved. So I'm coming in late on it, but I definitely support it. I think it's a great step forward. Thank you.
Council President?
Yes, sir.
It's a big issue. There's no secret. We all hear
Your mic,
about it.
your mic.
No, it's no secret that it's a big issue in our town, and it's been going on. And, people just need to follow laws and make sure, maintenance and safety is of the utmost importance of, properties that are in our town. So I think it's a good step in the right direction. If we have to tweak it down the road, we'll tweak it to see how it works. So, but it's a positive step moving forward on this big issue facing our town. Thank you.
I might as well say something. So Councilman just said the best thing that I think you guys could all hear is he said, if we had to tweak it down the road, we will. That is what happens up here. If you guys don't understand, you create an ordinance. If you find there's an issue with it, you have to reintroduce it. Sometimes, since I've been up here, when we were doing the no parking ordinance, we introduced that 4 times. I mean, I think I could have memorized it by the time we were introducing it for the last time. So we do have to sometimes reintroduce things because we're not perfect. We don't always get it right. We have our professionals and there's loopholes or there's more things that come out. So this is the first stage of it. Then we have to create the ordinance, right? We already did the budget. So we have the department. Then we have to go to, just so everybody knows, then we have to bring the landlord registration ordinance back up here and we have to change the fee from $125 to $225. Then we have to go to the budget in the state and we have to create the new line and the whole new department. We have to create a whole new department. Then we have to put out, which we've already done, we put the resumes out. We have to interview. We have to find the right people. We have to find bilingual, have to be bilingual to be at the top of the chain in this, to be a supervisor in this department. Then after that, we have to go and we have to hire them and create it put them in a department within the township. We have to train them. They have to be trained. We have to have somebody come in and go and learn our systems, learn our roadways, learn where our rentals are at. So the process is not just wake up and say, oh my God, you have to do it the right way because we're realizing that we need people in this department that are willing to sit in court every day for people that don't answer their door and don't let the inspectors in for the violations, to do the inspections that they have to do. That is a process and procedure. And you know what? Not everybody wants to do that, but the people that will be in this department, that is going to be their sole job. So I just want to make sure, and everybody's saying, how come it's not done yet? How come there's steps and steps and steps. And that's unfortunately, the way government is, and it's not a private sector. So I just wanted to put that out there. But thank you everyone for the support. And I'm really looking forward to
And
this.
Council President, just to
Yes.
add, the reason why this step waited probably about 8 weeks was we had to wait until the budget passed.
Correct.
Because we had to have a line item, otherwise this department
It's a
couldn't
whole
be
new
funded.
department. It's a whole new department. They're licensed, they're different. When you read the ordinance, you'll see there's qualifications in there. It's very in-depth. I could tell you if I say the amount of hours we put in, collectively with the attorney, it was a lot going back to the drawing board, taking stuff off,
And-
putting stuff on.
And just to add also, we are a civil service town, so all these positions have to match with civil service. And that was
Correct.
something, there were different
That
ideas
was a
that different
loophole.
elected officials brought up that had to be matched with civil service, making sure that it worked. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-38 on the first reading and introduction to authorize the notice of the public hearing to be held on October 16, 2025?
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item of business is the payment authorization of bills and claims. I would like to note the following abstentions. Abstentions include Councilman Borelli, AET01, NJS04, and RUT04, and Council President Kuhn, RCS02. Are there any questions or comments by the Township Council? May I have a motion to approve the bills list and claims with the supplemental noted by Council President Kuhn and the abstentions noted?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes, with the exception of those stated for my abstentions on the bills and claims list. Thank you.
Councilman Bressi?
Yes.
Councilman Paul Mary?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Motion approved. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda listed for tonight's consideration are resolutions 292 through 306, 2025, listed by title. Council President Kuhn, are there comments on the consent agenda?
Yes, I would personally like to remove for discussion the Rova Farms resolution. I'm looking for the number on here. Rock.
Is it on here?
Is it on here?
304?
No. So I'm just going to give, there's no resolution on there. Again, I was just in an accident, so I'm a little, just want to talk about that. If you could put that back up, Christian, please. So this is the concept plan. The other one, when Councilman Bernstein was giving you guys an update, this is the concept plan that is with Rover Farms. And as he was saying, on August 15th, we had the concept plan provided to the committee chair. On September 1st, the committee chair presented to the committee and the concept deemed acceptable. 9/16, the community building concept floor plans provided to the committee chair. 9/19, the engineer met with the committee chair to discuss the building concept plan. Comments provided, which I'm not going to read, but then we actually we have the actual concept plan. So this is Rova Farms. This council, I can say, we passed the resolution to have Rova Farms moving forward. We stood behind Rova Farms and we put our previous councilman as the chairperson on there to see it continue to move forward. Councilman Vice President Bernstein and myself have continued to been updated. I don't know if you've been involved, Councilman, but we just wanted to make sure that you guys do see and you actually can see a concept plan. I know it's been, I think, 4 years. 4 years in the making. So we got it done. This is an actual plan. You can see it's stamped by the engineer, and I just wanted to make sure that it was in front of you guys so that you know, the rumors on social media are absolutely, it gets frustrating when you know that you work so hard to get things done and to move forward, and you go to meeting after meeting after meeting, and you know, there's just type, false. That's the concept plan. That was approved by Rova, and that is moving forward. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Nothing else. Would anybody from the public like us to take any resolutions and discuss them? Seeing nobody want to?
Council President, if I could just comment for a
Absolutely.
second. I just wanted to comment, we don't have to pull it out, on Resolution 295-2025, appointing Mr. Selecchia as an alternate member of the Jackson Zoning Board. I just want to thank a resident who's been coming to meetings for a very long time, asking tough questions, who's been educated, for putting his name in. And I know it's been a process getting a residents to volunteer, but when a resident does volunteer, we appreciate it, and we continue the process of hopefully filling all vacancies on the zoning board. And I think there's still one more vacancy of an alt 2 still available that we are still seeking names. And hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have that filled also. Thank you.
I have a comment also. James has always come to all the planning and zoning board meetings. I had the privilege of sitting up here while he was down there. And he always came up with really appropriate questions, suggestions, and it really added a lot to every meeting. And I thank you for coming to them, and thank you for volunteering now to serve. Look forward to you being on the board.
And if I can, Mr. Selecchia, thank you for responding to the email with the questions I submitted to you. They were very detailed, and I appreciate it.
So I have to read this? Okay.
Council President.
Anything further
Councilman,
on the
yeah.
consent agenda?
Just regarding Resolution 306-2025, I've been getting a lot of questions about it. I have a question, I'm sure many people do as well. It's regarding selecting the new mayor to fill the unexpired term. And I guess this question would be directed at Attorney McGuckin. Could a special election have, we vote on an active mayor, but a special election occur?
No,
Considering the importance of the position, it's such a, the mayor being the most powerful position, given the mayor being the most powerful position, given, especially under the Faulkner form of government that this township is under. Would a special election be a consideration? Because I'm sure voters still decide.
Under the provisions of the statute, there's no provision for a special election for the office of mayor. The statute provides that if the vacancy occurs after a certain date in the calendar year, which this one did, it would be an appointment for the balance of the term till the next general election, which would be November of 2026. And that is the term, I understand the mayor's term. In any event. So it'd be to the next general election, which would be November of 2026.
Okay, thank you.
They can't hear them.
The-
They couldn't hear it.
They couldn't hear you. I heard you, but I'm still, so.
Oh, there you go. You're
All
in.
right, there you go. By statute, there is no provision for a special election. By statute, the vacancy is filled because of the timing of the year that it was provided, as it being October 1st. The appointment is for a year till the November general election of 2026, and there's no provision for a special election.
Anybody else? Thank you, Madam Clerk.
May I have a motion to authorize the consent agenda, resolutions 292 to 306, 2025?
Motion?
Second,
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bressi?
yes.
Councilman Palmieri?
Yes.
Council Vice President Bernstein?
Yes.
Council President Kuhn?
Yes.
Motion approved. At this time, if any member of the public has any comments to make, please address the council at the microphone and state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once. May I have a motion to open public comment?
Motion to open?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
So basically, I want to talk about taxes,
Okay.
because they're obviously out of control.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm
just
sorry, your name and your
Tax-
address?
My name's Joe Zippo, I'm at 92 Toms River Road. So basically, I just looked at my taxes over the last couple of years. And in 2022, I was paying $6,891.13. In 2023, I was paying $7,041.12. So, and then in 2024, $7,286. So it's been going up about $200, $300 every year or so. But guess what? This year, I am now paying at the end of this year, $8,889.27 for an increase of $1,602.72. Why the hell am I paying so much and everybody else in this town? I mean, it's just out of control. We can't afford to do this anymore. But yeah, we got all these developers that are coming in that should be paying the taxes. It's out of control. And we got people that are coming in that are paying no taxes. Just saying. I mean, it's just, and that's why I'm here tonight, because I'm just frustrated. So, I mean, what's the plan? I mean, is it a plan to get us all out so that the developers can come in and everybody can get it overpriced? I mean, is that what's happening?
No.
So what's the plan? I mean, to get the taxes under control, because they're just obviously out of control.
Well, we had a reevaluation, which we haven't had since 2008. So we just had a new reevaluation.
Okay, but
So-
understand something is that I don't get that money until I sell my house. Otherwise, I'm just paying money out the door. I mean, everybody here should, feel the same way unless you sell. So I don't plan on selling. So,
Good.
but I just think it's ridiculous how you all keep your jobs and you let this happen. It's just out of control. And
We don't control the taxes on this. We have a
You don't-
tax collector and a tax assessor, and then we have a tax rate. That council has,
but you guys are in charge. They work with you, but that's.
we're not administration, we're council. So we don't, the tax collector and the tax assessor do not work with council. It's
I
not,
think
we're
that's
not
just
in our
like-
form of
But you're in
government.
charge of the town. It's like passing the buck. I
It's
mean,
not, I understand, it's frustrating. We had a presentation when we passed the budget, and they went over it, and it was a third, a third, a third. Some went up, some went down, and some stayed the same.
And then next year, I'm projected to be even more money. Just looking at my 2026 for the first and second quarter, I mean, it's just out of control. I mean, it's.
Did you try to do a tax appeal?
What is it?
You can appeal your taxes.
Yeah, but it's, when you raise taxes on everybody else, it's almost impossible to get comparisons. I tried doing it.
People do it.
Yes, I know people do it, but my property, I have it's a lot different than most other properties. I live in a small house,
Okay.
but a lot of people don't live in the same type of situation that I'm living in. So it's hard for me to find comparables. I went through it, and I was actually told it's not even, you're not going to get much back. And
Who told you that?
Just people that I've talked to.
Don't talk to people. You should talk to the people that can actually answer that question, like the tax assessor and the tax collector. If you make
Well, you
appointment,
talk to realtors. I've talked to realtors. I've
Okay.
talked to people
if
that
any
have
realtor is
done-
telling you
have
that
done
you
the
can't get
process.
money back and not to do it, they're not guiding you right, and that's not a professional answer for you. The professional answer is you go back from October 1st to October 1st for the previous year, and you find a like comparable home.
Which is, again, impossible for me to do when.
You said
across
you
the
live in a
board,
ranch?
Everybody gets their taxes raised.
You-
So, and my property, again, is a lot different than.
Okay, you have a unique property. That's
So
fine. But what I would suggest is to make an appointment with Peter Marr and talk about what you can do to possibly do a tax appeal. That's my suggestion.
All right.
All right? If you want, you can email me and I'll put you in contact with him. I have no problem doing that. You could come here, I'll even come down with you, and you could sit down and make sure that he doesn't tell you that you can't do it, that he actually gives you the paperwork and you can submit it. I think it's like a $25 fee, if it's even a fee anymore. I don't recall.
Another fee. All right.
All right? Thank you, sir.
Eleanor Haddam, Jackson, New Jersey. For almost 2 years now, I've witnessed the disintegration of our beautiful town as this government has shifted to its present leadership. It is becoming increasingly clear whose voice matters and whose voice and value is tossed aside. I have seen how the voice of one community is heard while the desperate cries of another community falls on deaf ears. I have seen a single resident demand lighting on a small street to serve his needs. That request was granted, even though it flooded the neighborhood with harsh glare. Yet, when a lifelong resident on Oak Street raised concerns about that very light pollution, her voice was dismissed. I have seen this very council mock residents for daring to speak up, ignoring their plight. But when other residents objected to the opening of London Avenue, suddenly the ordinance is tabled. Time and again, I have seen residents ask for help, ask for ordinances to protect their safety, their quality of life, their neighborhoods. And time and again, their pleas were brushed aside with a dismissive, "Thank you, ma'am," or "Thank you, sir." Meanwhile, one phone call or email from a select few gets instant action. I have witnessed ordinances crafted not to serve all the needs of Jackson, but to protect the interests of a narrow circle, like the window ordinance, passed conveniently to excuse a violation in a newly built great room that is supposed to be for family use, but it is not. Or signage ordinances that quietly enable homes to become commercial operations. The voice or due process of those neighbors go unheard and ignored. I have witnessed homes transformed into massive addictions, never reviewed by land use boards, never accountable, while residents are told the coverage limits somehow aren't exceeded, which they are. I have seen facilities allowed to operate for years without completing their site plans, while ordinary builders are forced to halt all until every requirement is met. I have witnessed what we agreed to, increased property taxes for the preservation of open space, to be swindled to pay for landscapers, grant writing companies, or improvements on properties not owned by Jackson Township. I have been told we don't purchase homes for open space, which was just done this meeting, and most likely for the needs of that sole neighborhood. Again, whose voice is heard. But when it came to the Rova Farms, the 4+ years, we were told no. I was removed from the Rova Farms Committee by Council President and Council Vice President due to their discrimination towards me. But I continued to go to those meetings. And as I sat in those meetings, I listened to Ala beg, "When can we finish this?" as she's in her 80s. And she basically lived there, only to have Kuhn here to scream at her saying, get over it, it's not happening. Or I'm also watching the lack of the preservation of the historical Casville Village. Again, our voice doesn't matter. It screams that our heritage and our history have no meaning. Again, our voice means nothing. I've watched taxpayer money used to improve roads, not for the public good, but to accommodate an illegally operating facility on Pitney. Improvements that by law should have been the responsibility of that developer. I've witnessed the leadership spearhead a DOJ settlement scripted by the plaintiff and rubber stamped by a federal judge who was most likely not privy to the fact that the list of properties in Appendix F were properties owned by well-connected developers with ties to Jackson and Ocean County governments. I've seen valuable township employees driven out through harassment. I have seen transparency abandoned, favoritism on full display. Who is interrupted and who is allowed to speak? Whose emails are answered and whose are ignored? And the truth is undeniable. I've witnessed systematic discrimination by this government. It is painfully clear whose voices have value in this town and whose do not.
Thank you. So I don't need you to come back. Absolutely. So I'm just going to answer that, sir. If you could just give me a minute to answer that. So I'm just going to read an email that I've been going back and forth with for a very long time regarding the lights that nobody answers the situation. I'm well aware of the light situation. So we just want to go back. Sorry. Good afternoon, Jennifer. Thank you for keeping me updated on the lights. I spoke with you on Friday, September 19th, in regards to reducing the lights on Elm Street by 50%. So I have attached 2 pages from the municipal lighting handbook, which indicates the difference between the lightings. We have 90 volt, not going to go into anything. I've been speaking with her. We took care of it. I spoke with JC Pinel. I worked with the engineer, and all of those lights, as per what they wanted in that neighborhood, are going to be reduced to 50%. So I don't like people accusing me of anything. The next thing is going to be the open space grant writing. Yes, I do meet with the grant writers. I have 3 different meetings to bring grant money and money from the state into our town. That's not from the taxpayers. We pay $1,000 a month. It's not from open space money. Okay, we do not pay it from there. I take out of my time. Okay, that's 3 different meetings at the last Wednesday of every month. I do it for infrastructure, I do it for recreation, and I do it for our police department and EMS. So if you'd like to look at my calendar, if you'd like me to send you all the Zoom links, absolutely. Okay, that's thanks. Love that. So ROVA, I don't know if you just saw the concept plan up there that we've just got on and is on there. That's the whole concept plan. Nobody removed you. It was the attitude that you gave to council, and we felt that it would be unfair for the rest of the committee to have somebody that's constantly vulgar towards the elected officials that are sitting there on that committee. So we felt that that wasn't appropriate. Did you go to every meeting? Absolutely. As a resident, you can come and attend any meeting that you want. But if you're going to be vulgar towards us, do you think that we want to be on a committee and sit there and try and get stuff done? Absolutely not. So thank you, ma'am. If you could please stop. Thank you.
Good evening, Walter Brown, Freehold Road. I had the opportunity of speaking with the head biologist in the Assunpink Wildlife Management, and I explained to him about the rover proposition. They agreed that they might come down once the boat ramp is all figured out and laid out. They'll come down and do an electrofishing survey of the lake, and if need be, they'll stock it.
Oh, wow.
All
That's
right,
awesome.
so
Thank
the
you.
person's name is Chris Smith, and he's at the Assunpink Wildlife Management, if you want to get in touch with him about that.
Thank you.
Now, regarding safety regulations on that lake, who would be responsible?
I know. We're gonna speak with our attorneys and go through. We're also concerned about coming out with the road. It's a busy road. I know that the traffic safety is given us in the county, but we are all working together. We're gonna.
Yeah, the wearing of life vests and everything.
Yes, I know.
I'm pretty sure the state might take over,
Okay. Well, we'll look, I'll speak to Chris Smith and then we'll see where he could
Right,
guide us.
and also the concerns of, has anybody decided on propulsion of the watercraft?
Promotion of the what?
Of the watercraft itself, you know, of the boats,
Yeah,
be it electric, gas, or only rowing?
I'm thinking it's probably going to be either just rowing or electric. I don't think it's going to be, I wouldn't
okay,
recommend gas,
that's
just like
something-
Lake Eno. You can't do gas on Lake Eno either, so.
Right, it's something to.
Yeah,
Also, a while back, a gentleman asked a question about the Bunky Hill Bobs. It's actually not a lake, it's a cranberry bog.
yeah,
So nobody's going to really stock that,
okay.
you know?
You're talking about off of Cranberry Harvest, in the back of Cranberry Harvest? That's what- yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
It's
All
all, we all know it's cranberry box.
All right, thank you much.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. Chris Pollock, Jackson, New Jersey. The people who live in Jackson aren't happy. You have to just look around. Go on Facebook, go online, walk around the neighborhood, talk to anybody. No one is happy with the direction we are headed in. It doesn't matter whether you've lived here forever or you moved here for a better life from somewhere else. And the people don't want to leave, but a lot of people feel like they have to. They feel like they're almost being forced out. Homeowners are harassed to sell by people. Out-of-town corporate investors are buying up properties. Zoning changes are pushed through that don't serve the residents. Buildings are being shoved into quiet neighborhoods with parking lots. They're destroying the character of our community. Piece by piece, deal by deal, they are reshaping our town. The building, the construction, the traffic, it's becoming overwhelming to many. It feels like a deliberate strategy to make it unbearable to live here, so people sell. It's greed, pure and simple. And it's tearing our neighborhoods apart. And while this goes on, what do we see? So-called plan for Jackson's future that's nothing more than a gift to developers, a plan of explosive growth. The same kind of overdevelopment that has already overrun some surrounding towns, and people moved here to escape that. Everything happening looks coordinated. And it's always the same story. The rich, the powerful, the politically connected, they're the ones benefiting. Not the families who live here and not the people who love this town. And all this is happening under your leadership. Don't tell us you don't know what's going on. You would have to be blind and deaf not to see it. Yet you sit there and you pat yourself on the back like you're doing such a wonderful job all the time. Who benefits here? You have to always follow the money. Follow the real estate deals. Follow the development contracts. Follow the engineering firms. Follow the PAC donations. Every trail leads back to the same place, the people in charge. You profit while the people you're supposed to serve suffer. The leadership in this town is vile. You're selling out our community. You attack and intimidate anyone who dares to speak up. You want people afraid to step forward and afraid to fight back. But here's the thing. There's a lot of people who aren't afraid. There's a lot of people willing to fight back. And more people are waking up to what's happening. And that's bad news for you.
Thank you, sir.
Evening, everyone. Donnie Edelman, 206 Willow Point. A couple of things real quick. Councilman Palmieri, Councilman Bernstein, and even though you weren't really involved, Mr. Borelli, thank you for taking a net negative and turning it into a positive message about getting out and voting. As a poll worker, I look forward to seeing everybody coming out and vote, and I'm always a little disappointed because, well, we never have the turnout that we want. But thank you for giving a very positive message about that. A couple of things. Yes, the kids with the farm stand was very cute. I bought some stuff from them, and from what I hear, they're doing pumpkins and everything coming up, so you have that to look forward to. Still, it was brought up, I think, 2 meetings ago about the Revolution 250 thing. I'd like to make notice that I'd like to volunteer for the committee. The bike ordinances that you guys have spent a lot of time enacting. As somebody who goes to Johnson Park every day, it's just not being enforced. As I've said in regards to my problems like code enforcement and other people in town, in the government. It does no good if you guys could pass the best laws on earth or the worst laws on earth, but if no one's enforcing it, it means nothing. Rental safety position that you were talking about before, that's great. I just hope that they're doing more than just looking for illegal rentals, and they're meant to serve the people who are renting that have problems like mice and, you know, little things like that, handicap parking, and getting a letter from the town so he doesn't get evicted because, well, code enforcement doesn't want to do their job. Military Day, I was listening in the car. Who was talking about that?
I was.
All right. The 4th is my birthday. Some of my Navy friends are coming in. Is that for Jackson residents only, or is it anybody welcome?
Everybody. Anybody.
I'm actually on the committee for
Oh.
that. Yes, it's Tim Hurley. It's you, anybody could go. It's a great event.
And it looks,
It's
I saw it
fun.
online.
It's fun.
as
It's a
I was
lot of fun.
outside,
Is
so-
that
Any-
the, is that the Wounded Warriors and the Mayor?
No,
No,
that's
separate, okay.
this is private. This is done by the
Oh,
Knights
okay.
of Columbus. This is their second annual one. It's an absolutely amazing event.
Cool.
You could bring anyone.
So we'll be there. And
Awesome.
I guess also that day in the morning, we'll be there. We'll be
It's
here
at 12 o'clock.
for the special meeting for mayor.
That's on Friday.
Isn't it this?
2 separate days.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. As far as other things, I know I spoke to you several months ago about the ADA committee. Look, I heard before that zoning and all this, you have all these boards, all these committees that are either not formed because you don't have anybody or you can't get enough of anybody. I'll volunteer for whatever. You know, I
What
think-
committee do you want to be on?
I don't,
The-
I'll
the
do,
zoning one?
certainly do the ADA, but I
Listen,
mean,
I'll take your,
you know,
we can
but
walk around town and
if we
have,
can't get an ADA committee, I'll do zoning. I don't care. I actually do have a background a little bit. I am a certified,
let's start with the ADA committee.
okay. Other things, as far as transparency issues, I know the school taxes are not your purview, but it does have to be put out there just for the simple fact that it is going to hit this town like a tsunami. And we had the gentleman here earlier complaining about his taxes going up due to the reassessment and everything like that. I get it, and certainly I understand what you're saying. He doesn't get that to recoup that tax investment until he sells his house. All right, but the simple fact of the matter is, you know, when our CFO is sitting here saying 54% of the town's income is based on that school tax, and it's going to go up another 20, 30%, if not more, we need to talk about that. And I guess other things. Jackson Police, it was brought up last meeting, it's been brought up several other times. When they're out and about, they leave their cars running. Ford and other companies, knowing this, have made special modules, I guess you call it, that you can plug into the cruisers. And this way it keeps all their computers active, so that this way they don't have to be running their engines 20, well, at least their entire shift. We're paying a lot of gas because, as anyone knows, cars, doesn't matter if it's a police cruiser or any of your cars, if it's idling, it's using more gas than it would if you're driving down the road. And these batteries, from what I've seen, they cost about $500 to have installed, including the price of the module. And you could have one installed in every one. I understand there's a significant capital investment based on the fact that there's probably 100 cop cars, but the gas savings alone would validate that within the first year. As far as other things, can you please create, maybe on the website, a link so that residents can report problems with traffic lights? All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I guess I'll see y'all in 2 weeks for the rest of it.
Council President, could I
That was
just,
very organized, though, I have to say.
See what happens when you get 2 minutes?
But traffic safety at Jackson Township, email me and I'll send you the thing. You can send the lights out and I'll get it to engineering or
It's
to the
not so much
traffic.
that they're out, it's just that, like, there are times literally you could be sitting there and it'll just, the light will never turn green.
I heard it,
Cameras don't work.
I'll send it out to you.
Council President, before
Absolutely.
we go further, I just want to read an email. Thank you, Ms. Edelman, that I just meant to read in my opening comments from Ms. Novak to all township employees and all elected officials.
Thank you.
It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our retired colleague, Grace Orner. Grace was a long-standing and respected member of our finance department, known for her dedication, kindness, and the lasting friendship she built with many of her coworkers. We extend our heartfelt condolences to Grace's family and friends during this difficult time. She will be deeply missed and fondly remembered by all who had the pleasure of working with her. Memorial services were held today I just want to take a moment and mention Grace and ask everyone to keep Grace and her family in their prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Hi, good evening. Linda Thompson, 50 Richter Road. Two questions. How do we go about now getting our new mayor? I know it's appointed from up front. Is it automatically become the president becomes the mayor? How? I know you appoint the new mayor. How does it happen?
Please.
By statute, the governing body, head of the governing body, in this case, council president, becomes acting mayor the moment the resignation takes effect, so that'll be October 1st. Under the statute, the governing body then has 30 days to select a mayor for the balance of his term. And that's why they've scheduled a meeting for October 3rd.
Okay, so his term was supposed to be up November of
December
2020.
31st of 2026, I believe.
Okay,
Yep.
so, and that election will happen in 2026?
November of 26, there'll be an election for mayor,
Okay.
as there would have been, actually.
Right. Okay. My second question is, I live closer to the Great Adventure line, Millstone line. And this has become, I've been here 38 years, 39 years. This has become the capital of warehouses. And we all know that, no matter where we go. More on my side than anywhere. The Great Adventure area, where all the warehouses are, have never opened. I've heard all kinds of rumors, and I don't go on rumors. I've heard that it's a lighting, there's not enough energy to turn the lights on. So there are not going to be tractor trailers coming in and out, okay? Allison Road is one of my adjacent roads, and I remember one of the ladies, when we passed the gentleman that decided he was gonna have a tractor trailer place over by me, and we approved it, and I was very happy that he approved it. He was building something right there for his business, and I'm all about running your own business and making your own money. It was fine. Now we have all these places over by Jackson, over by Great Adventure, and not one of them is running. Are they paying taxes? Is money coming to Jackson for that? Because on West Commodore, we've got two brand new ones again. Where's that money at?
So any structure that receives a CO pays property taxes on the
But
building.
I
that's
understand they
constructed.
probably do, but how much are they paying?
I couldn't tell you for each building, but the tax assessor certainly can. There's a property record card. It'll tell you exactly what they're paying.
Because from what I understand, if it's not running, it's a very small tax bill.
If they have not yet received a CO, then it's as improved property without a building on it.
Okay,
They
so,
would pay on the land itself with the roadways and so forth, whatever that value of that land is at that time.
how do I
Once they get a
find,
the assessor can tell you for any property. We have a property record card on every piece of property in the township. And all you can go in and just see it anytime you want.
okay, so we can find out how much taxes they're paying.
That's correct.
And is that on any warehouse?
Anything in town, you can get it. If you go to Peter Marr, he's amazing. If you go into his office, he's got about 8 people in there. You walk in there, they'll take you right in. You can, any address, anything that you want, and they'll print it right out for you.
Okay,
It's public knowledge.
okay.
Yeah.
So my bigger question will be then, if we find out that they're not paying a lot of taxes and they have all this property, then there's a lot of money being wasted in
The
Jackson.
township collects taxes, legal taxes on any legal way that we are allowed to.
Okay,
So if there's a CO, they got to pay the improved value. If it's not a CO'd building yet, then they pay on the land itself with the roadways and so forth infrastructure.
because I don't know
There's
if
a
you're,
property value that's attached to each piece of property in the
Okay.
township. And that's what they pay their taxes on, just like the gentleman earlier, his property, his
And
unique property, whether a house or whatever it is. The value of that property is what the taxes are based on.
okay,
And if I could just add for a second, I've been copied on emails to Mr. Marr. He's tough. He fights for every dollar for Jackson. So I've been on emails where people have asked, it's not being used. And the minute it has a CO and he assesses it, you have to fight him.
so I wonder if this is a situation where there is not a CO. There's,
You're talking about on West Commodore, the two big white, the one
Well-
that had the tornado that went through
Right.
it, that was sitting there forever,
Right.
and now they just.
the West Commodore one, but the bigger one is the Jackson over by the, right on 537. And then there's a situation going on now where Mr. Cardinal owns all that property. I know you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And there's a
Believe me, I do.
disaster from what I'm hearing, and I don't like to go to social media from what they're thinking they're going to do with the community. Maybe, Mr. Bernstein, you might know something about them wanting to build a community over there. I live on 530. I live on the 537, 571 corridor, and I have fought to keep stuff out of any more 537.
If I could just address that for a second, this council has passed pretty strict ordinances. We are being sued as a government now over that ordinance to try to restrict and make sure that your neighbor, but I don't think we should discuss it more
I think we
unless
should
Mr.
just-
McGuckin, because we are under
The
active
council is
litigation.
very with you on I'm dealing with it right now. So
Okay.
we're not gonna say anything else, please, because
Unless Mr.
unless
McGuckin feels
McGuckin
different.
yeah, believe
But
me,
you're aware.
I'm
Yes.
very, very, very aware.
Enough problems with Great Adventure right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go. Councilman, go ahead.
Seeing no one else come forward, make a motion to close public comment?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Councilman is going to excuse himself.
Deb Jones, Jackson. I'm a little curious about when you said about the mayor position and there not being a provision. I understand there's not a provision, but that doesn't mean there's not a way.
No, ma'am. There's a clear statutory procedure for when a vacancy occurs in the office of mayor or council. It's called the municipal vacancy law. And that statute directs how these vacancies are filled.
Okay, well then with that said, I really hope you guys all give it a lot of thought, because right now, the public is not happy with what we're seeing. And I can confidently say that just by talking to people. You have someone right up there who's already been the mayor. You talk about not wanting people coming that have to learn and get things. I listened to your comments last time when you put Mr. Bresci on the council about how much experience he's coming with. Well, maybe you might want to think of that instead of just pushing along the line and making people more upset than they already are. Because I got to be honest with you, town's not going to be behind you if you're mayor. We're barely hanging on with you being the council president.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, Eric Jones, Hyson Road. Need a number, 722 Hyson Road. On what my wife just said, I agree with her on that. This is how it should go down. He should be the mayor for the term. Everybody should stay as they are, and this man should take the vacant seat. If you want to be true to transparency, you will take somebody that's fighting you and put them alongside you. Because the best government is a government that can see both sides. Once you start seeing one side, you're already lost. And about these couple other things on here, you had this housing safety. Is that what, am I right? Housing safety? What does the safety mean? What does housing safety mean? And the other thing is with that, I understand probably the structure, because I work under the same structure of how you're going to do this, by just going to be self-funded, perhaps. I think that's what you're doing, self-funded. There's not going to be any positions created through taxpayer money. Am I right about that? A nod would be good. No, I'll just keep going. No? Okay. But doing something self-funded, where's the safety net for those you hire when the ship hits the ground or the building collapses? You know, everything starts falling down because you can't fund it anymore. And are these people going to be salary, health benefits, pensionable, all that stuff? That's just the question. But anyways, I say Bresci for mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Seeing no one come forward, move to close public comments.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Good luck, man. Hope you're okay.